So you're probably using the RSI strategy incorrectly. So the RSI should be a filter for you. So the moving average and the RSI are one of the best combinations for trading in 2026. So how you trade with this strategy is basically you want to see that the chart is either above or below. So let's say the chart is above right here. What you want to see is you want to see that the RSI is dipping below. Okay, so you want to see it's dipping below, and that's a perfect buy opportunity. However, if the chart is below the moving average, in that case, what you want to do is you want to make sure you see the chart uh, go above. So you want to see the chart kind of going close to the 60 to 70 kind of range. Okay. So let me just go through some live trades with you right here. So here you see that this is below the moving average. That means that you want to see it above. Okay. So that right now it's below the 40. And right here, we see that it's kind of in the middle. We don't want to do that one. Right here, it's above. And if it's above, like I said, we want to see it drop below the 40. Okay. So we want to see it around this level right here. But of course, right around this level, it wasn't above the moving average. So right here, it's above, but it's just at 40 something right now. We want to see it drop a little bit more. And then in that case, it would be a perfect buy opportunity. Okay. So right here, we see it drop more. And we're going to see if we have an opening here. And we do. So we're going to see if this one is a win or not. Okay. So right here, it's above the moving average, right? So it meets that requirement. And it dropped to around 40. Okay. So it dropped below 40. So that's the perfect kind of setup. And let's say right here, if we win this trade. So right here, it isn't looking too solid, but we have to remember that we can't win all the trades, right? Some trades are just going to be, losses, right? But you want to have a strategy that has a higher success rate than lose rate, obviously. So here we just won about $200, which is a good kind of start to our training session here. So I'm only going to be doing a few training sessions just to show you how this concept works. So again, you just want to look that it's above the moving average, and you'll make sure that it falls below the RSI, or you want to see that it's below the moving average and it's really sky high. Okay, so you want to see that the RSI 60 to 70 or more. Okay, so that's the ideal case for that. So here, this one's kind of in between, so you don't want that. This one's below, so if it's below what you really want to see, as I've said, again, I'm just going to repeat myself a lot because that's the only way you can really learn, is you want to see this when it's below the moving average. You want to see that it is close to the 60 to 70. Okay, so this kind of range right here. And then it's going to be an optimal sell opportunity. Okay, so you want to go with the trend. Okay. So here we see that it is above, but it is right now falling quite a bit. And sometimes, if I'm really confident in the trade, I'll do a dollar cost average. So let's say it falls even more, I'll just do a few more buys. Okay, that's how confident I am in the strategy. However, the strategy, as I said, is not a 100% win rate. It's closer to a 70% win rate, 75% win rate. This one here looks like it's going to be a loss, but it looks like it's a pretty decent trade actually to go in more. But let's see right here. So here is a little bit of a kind of a level that, see if it goes through. Okay. So I think it's another decent opportunity to buy right here. Okay. And again, you don't want to trade to recuperate your losses. You want to trade it if it actually makes sense. So here, this actually makes sense for me to trade. Okay. Here, okay. Let's see, it swings. And sure enough, voila. Okay. So we got a little bit of our money back right there. Didn't get all of our money back, but it's better than nothing. So let's see right here. We can go back up to Cardano. This one here is kind of in between. So I don't really like to see in between yeah, this one's really close to the moving average. So something like this would be optimal to see, right? But obviously, as I said, I want to see this below 40. Okay. So this one right here is really sky high. So it's not even close to my consideration of trading it. Okay. So this right here is somewhat comfortably above the moving average. It is pretty low now. I'd say it's worth it potentially, but again, now it's kind of in between, so I wouldn't do that one. So we're gonna make sure. Okay, so here again, I would like to see this in the 60 to 70 range before selling. And for me personally, I do the 30-second time frame for the binary options trades, and I use 5-second candlesticks. That just works for me. You can test out with a demo account on Polkadot option what works for you. And by the way, sometimes if I'm not really sure with a trade, I'll use BeCoin.net. So BeCoin.net. So for example, just now I was trading Dogecoin, right? And I was looking at what BeCoin was saying about Dogecoin, and BeCoin was saying it was going to go down. And sure enough, it did go down. Okay, and now says it's still going down actually. And I made the trade, and it was successful. Okay, so BeCoin is a helpful tool. It's also about 70% accurate, so it's a great tool to kind of reference when you're doing your trades. Okay, so now we can actually go to currencies, just something to switch things up a little bit. So right here, this kind of went to the 60 to 70 range around here. So this would be a good trade, but we did get into there. So here, this is kind of, I would say it's comfortably above the moving average. So I kind of just want to see this drop a little bit more. Then perhaps this is not a bad opportunity to enter right here. I see a long kind of candlestick to enter right here. So that was kind of just my open point right here. So this is a little bit of candlestick kind of action. So let's see right here. So this didn't drop too far below, but it dropped. I bought around the 43, which is a little bit above what I should be buying at. And now it's kind of dropping below the moving average, which is not a good sign. So this is probably going to be a loss. See, sure enough it is. So we can go to another trade right here. And again, you just have to be comfortable with losses, okay? So you don't want to be too hung up about it. So here, so it's well above. So here it dipped below so it went to around 40 right here. And sure enough, it boosted right back after, okay? So as you see, the strategy, it works quite well. Here, I think it's at an ideal kind of sell opportunity because right here, it's comfortably below the above average. However, it is pretty high right here in terms of the RSI. So the RSI right here is around the 60 kind of range. So that's kind of like the sweet spot where you want to see. And that's kind of, as you see right here, it's kind of falling below right back to around baseline. So that's what I like. That's what I really like to see. And sure enough, this is very likely going to be a win. And sure enough, it is. Okay. So here, this is well comfortably above the moving average. So what I'd like to see is it to kind of go around the 40 level where this right here. And if it were to go to that level, I would be a decent buy. However, I wouldn't be too sure about this. So I would perhaps check with BeCoin.net. Okay. But again, it's going up again. So, but again, BeCoin.net is a great short-term asset forecast tool that I use all the time. Okay. Well above the moving average. However, it's too high. I would like to see it around the 40 average or below. Okay, so this is below. So I would like to see above, right? So you kind of want to look for the inverse, like I said. So again, it's pretty difficult to find, but when you find it, it's going to be a really great trade. So right here, this is potentially going to fall below. So right here, went to 47-ish. So if it drops up below that level, a good amount, then it would be a decent buy opportunity. Just do that buy right there. And see right here. So that's not a good sign right here. It's a candlestick in the opposite direction that I would like to see it at. So the candlestick is upwards turning. But let's see if the strategy works out. It's kind of in between right here. All right. And voila. Okay. So that one's pretty close, actually. So, like I said, the strategy is not 100% win rate, but it's 7%. And that's good enough for me. So that has made me thousands of dollars over my trading career. Put a Boeing right here. So I'm going to be trading a few stocks. It's right here. This one was not a super bad opportunity, actually. Went down to about 37-ish, and now it's going to go up a little bit. It's a little bit too late to enter, so I wouldn't enter here, but this would have been a decent opportunity to enter around here. So, and I see kind of just trended upwards after. All right, and here, just want to be looking for the inverse, right? So here again, it's too low, and it's below the moving average, sure, but it's too low, right? I want it to be closer to 60, 70, and when it's above, I want it to be closer to the 40 or below, right? So right here is not a bad opportunity to buy, actually. Do that buy right there. So it's comfortably above the average right here, and right here we see that it dropped to around the around 40 right here. So that's kind of my entry point. So I thought it was at around 40, maybe a little bit lower than that, and it's well above the moving average, right? So I just want to go with the trend, go with the flow. Okay, so that was another one right there. Now we're about 14,000. Okay, so that was kind of just my main kind of goal for this video, to get to that kind of point. And now, if you want to trade on pocket option, which is the tool I used right here, what I would recommend is you go to BeCoin.net and you get 50% off when you click this link. Okay, and you can use this promo code as well, VLX094. So again, I would recommend you cross-reference BeCoin.net's recommendations when trading. Okay, so Ethereum here says it's going to go down with a pretty high certainty over the next minute. Okay, and you could also choose different time frames. For example, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. And again, for this strategy, you're probably using the RSI all wrong. You want to go with the trend, right? You want to use it as a filter. So, like I saw in this video. So again, I'm going to repeat it. You want to, when it goes above the moving average, you want to make sure it goes 40 or below. That's ideal. And if it's below the moving average, then you want to make sure it goes 60 or above. So it's very simple. And if it goes 60 or above, when it's below, you want to go do a sell. And if it does something like this, where it's above the moving average right now, and it goes to around the 40 range, then it's going to be a perfect buy. So I'm going to do buy right here, and happy trading.